You ready? Alright, here's what we're going to be doing. I kind of wanted to talk out loud, explain what's going on with my channel, why it's happening, what my thought process is, a little bit of history, I suppose, behind the channel, if any of you find that interesting, just my journey on YouTube and where I'd like to take it. But since I don't want to just ramble at you through this camera, we're also going to be building an Oreo gingerbread house. Alright, let's get this thing opened up. I did want to do this for like a random video in December, but hey, time got away from me, so here we are in February making an Oreo bread house. Alright, so Oreo pieces for the house itself. I'm kind of guessing it might just be generic icing, but it would be kind of neat if it was the stuff inside of Oreos. Gumdrops. Balls. Mini Oreos. What did I lose? What did I lose? 2 Oreos. So this is interesting to me. It's the only gingerbread house I could find in stores that wasn't made of gingerbread. I don't like gingerbread. I think all those houses taste like fucking cardboard. And I like Oreos, so I wanted to make this one. So here we go. Trying to make as little mess as possible on the desk here. And okay. I don't know if it tastes like an Oreo, it just tastes like chocolate cookie, which already is better than gingerbread in my opinion. But yeah, I got a little... Let's get it all set out. Don't know. I guess this is what I'm supposed to be building it upon. So that's what we'll do. So I just kind of wanted to talk out loud. Like I said, I have a lot of, I don't want to call them concerns. I have a lot of thoughts about my channel that I suppose just my journey on YouTube is kind of, I don't want to say it's interesting, because I don't know if that's interesting. But it's something I think about often. So basically, if you've been one of the veterans who's been with me since the beginning, you might recall that I had a pretty rough start on YouTube. For about 4 years, I was narrating horror stories on YouTube, and I wasn't really going anywhere. I had, after 4 years... And I'm not saying I uploaded every week, because I definitely didn't back then. I would maybe upload once every other month if I just didn't feel like it, because, I mean, you got no subscribers, who are you really uploading for? That's a harsh way of saying it. I had the few original diehard subscribers. Some of you are still here with me today, and I absolutely love you and appreciate you. You guys are the OGs, and I have no idea how you found my channel. But I really appreciate all of your support. That's just a chocolate cookie right there. So for 4 years I was narrating on YouTube, and I wasn't really getting anywhere because YouTube wouldn't recommend my stuff to anybody. It wouldn't share it around. And that's really the main thing you need to have on YouTube in order to get noticed, is YouTube needs to like you first. Or somebody who's got a decent amount of subscribers needs to share your stuff. Nobody shares your stuff, you're never going to go anywhere. So for 4 years, I didn't go anywhere. I was almost exactly 4 years into my career when I found Lazy Masquerade. Now, that dude is, and always will be, who I consider to be the savior of my channel. I was in this phase of reaching out to anybody I could to try to get them to help me, to put my voice on their channel, to let their audience hear me and know that I existed. And Lazy Masquerade was the only one who responded. He didn't just flat out ignore me, like many of the others did. He responded, which I thought was incredible, because I think at the time I started following him, he had like 200k, somewhere around there. He's definitely more than doubled that number by now. But he was a big YouTuber. I consider that a big YouTuber. To me, that's a big YouTuber. And I was so honored that he would even respond to me, because I'd been ignored so much. It was just really nice of him. I actually just commented on one of his videos, and he actually responded to my comment, and then later on, I think he emailed me, because I just basically said, hey, if you ever need a female narrator for anything in your videos, let me know, and I want to help you out. And it would help me out immensely too. And he actually said okay, and he actually emailed me back, like, I don't remember how much later it was. It felt like it was like only less than a month later. He emailed me back, he gave me a project to help him out with, and I was ecstatic, and I still, to this day, am super grateful that he reached me again. So he put my voice on his channel. And at that point, I had about 400 subscribers. And when he put my voice on his channel, I went from 400 to, I'd say, about 1,400 over the course of just a day or two. And it was mind-blowing to me. I was getting notifications from YouTube that people were subscribing, and it was just all I could ask for, really. So, I need scissors. 1 second. So I'd gotten some exposure, finally. Like, YouTube wasn't helping me out. This awesome YouTuber was. And I thought it was incredible, and I still do. So over the next couple of years, I was on his channel on and off. And every time I did, I would get more subscribers. All the subscribers coming my way were his listeners. So every now and then they would ask if I did true horror stories, because that's mostly what his content is. And I understood that, and at the time I didn't like what they were asking me to do. And the reason is because the type of true stories they were asking me to do were true stories that were kind of written by people, and there was no way to really verify how true they were. It would be stuff you could find on Reddit, stuff of people talking about their own experiences. A lot of them ended up the same way, where I almost got hurt or I almost got kidnapped and then ended up not. And I didn't find the stories interesting, and I couldn't even verify how true they were. So I didn't like the idea that I'd be putting stories out there on my channel, claiming them to be real when they possibly weren't. Who knows if they were, and I just didn't like. And the reason I say this is because I've even gotten an email from somebody saying, hey, I wrote these stories, can you put them on your channel? They were all titled True Stories, written by a guy from a girl's perspective, and they were absolutely made up, and I hated that. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna lie to my audience and tell them that this story is true when it absolutely is not. Okay, how are we gonna set this up here real quick? So I didn't like those kind of true stories. Oh, I see, there's a chimney. I understand. I'm gonna get this. There's like little rough pieces on the edge. So we got front and back. Looks like maybe a chimney on this side? I don't really know. I'm guessing that's a chimney. Didn't see much of that in the picture, but well, that's okay. We're gonna put the house together first, and then we'll decorate what it all looks like. Little windows, and then we're gonna put the roof pieces on to pull it all together. You're a lot of help, you know that? Just stand there, please. I don't want you to put yourself out. You know, this house is your size. You could, well, you're too big for it, but you could have put it together with me, you know? So, I didn't want to do stories like that. I did the, if you go back in my videos, I've got a story called True Stories from a Search and Rescue Officer, I believe, and the first one I did really well because my new audience was coming from somebody who did a lot of that content and they wanted more of it. But I wasn't ready to change my channel, and I wasn't interested in doing that kind of content. So I just kept doing my fictional stories. Which, by the way, I started my channel. A couple people have asked how I started my channel, or why I started my channel. I used to listen to Mr. Creepypasta when I was at work, basically, and I love listening to him tell scary stories, and I wanted to do it myself, and that's pretty much where we went with it. So I'd been doing scary stories for 4 years, really going nowhere on YouTube until Lazy started helping me out. But after a while, even his help wasn't allowing me to grow the way I wanted to. YouTube still didn't give a crap about my videos and wasn't doing anything with them, and if YouTube doesn't want to share your content, you're never going to become anything on this platform. So about a year later, I don't know, it was like 2 years ago from now, I made a video called Horrors Behind The Wizard of Oz, and I made that video kind of as a dedication to my mom. My mom really likes The Wizard of Oz, and she had a magazine at her place that was talking about how difficult it was to film that movie. And it talked about all the horrors that happened on set, and I found it really fascinating. I find that kind of tragedy when trying to create something people love interesting. So I looked up more about it, and I ended up having enough content to make a whole video about how hard it was to film that movie, and just how people were treated back then when they made movies. How it was very unsafe and it was very tough to do, and I feel like people should know about that and appreciate what was done to make these movies. So I made the Horrors Behind the Wizard of Oz, and it ended up... Ooh, let's get some of this frosting real quick. I want to know... It's just regular icing. It's not Oreo stuff. I suppose that would be too thick to do this stuff with. So this is regular gingerbread house icing. We're gonna go ahead and ice up a side. If I can get you to help me out here. I might have to make this... Oh god. It doesn't spread very well. It's like fucking chunky and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make this opening a little bit better. This is not good. I'm trying to, sorry. This is not gonna work. Hang on. You just chill right there for a second. Oh my god. So I made that video, and after a few months, I noticed that it was the best video on my channel. It was doing really well, the views kept coming in for it, but it was slow. It wasn't crazy obvious at first. In fact, when it first came out, it looked like it was doing no better than anything else I put out. But after a year, I noticed that it was at about almost 1 million views, which is insane for my channel. It still is. But I was like, that video did so well. And I know about another topic. It's very similar to the time frame, and very similar to the word horror. So I made a video about Shirley Temple. And that is the horrors behind Shirley Temple. And oh my god, did YouTube like that video for some reason. I don't understand why or how, but that video went insanely viral. YouTube loved it. It shared it around to everybody. I had friends messaging me, telling me, hey, your video was weirdly recommended to me, and I'm like, yeah, dude, watch it. YouTube really likes my video for some reason. So that video was put out almost a year ago now. And it was the reason I went from, at the time, 20,000 subs to... This icing is garbage, dude. I really hope it holds together, because it's not even sticking to this fucking bread. Garbage icing! It's so, like, it's like dry, and I don't think it's just because it's like a little bit, I don't want to call it stale. Let's see if I can get any of this to stick together, and then we'll just fucking destroy those corners with icing. God. That's so far not doing shit. Okay, so I put out Shirley Temple and it kind of blew up, and it got me on the map, but I have been for the last year trying to figure out how to do that again, and it feels like trapping lightning in a bottle, because I've put out similar videos about similar topics, different people, and if they don't immediately get demonetized by YouTube for whatever reason, because they're all educational, and that's not breaking their guidelines, because I think I talk about, I don't know if I don't want to get this demonetized, narcotics, I don't know what reason it keeps demonetizing my horrors behind videos, but I believe because it's demonetizing them, YouTube also doesn't want to share those videos with anybody. I don't know how true that is, but it feels like if YouTube's going to demonetize your video, it's not going to share it around, because it's not going to, why would they care? So, none of my other horrors behind ever did well. For whatever reason, my Corey Haim video did really well for a couple of weeks, and then YouTube demonetized it out of nowhere. And then it stopped doing well. So, that's why I believe YouTube has control of how well your video does, 100%. Now, I was still doing a lot of my... Last year, I was still doing a lot of... my fictional narrations. Now, the reason I started moving away from those and doing movie reviews is because not only was it something YouTube wasn't interested in, but I was starting to become uninterested in it myself. And the reason is because none of it felt like it was mine. I was like, I'm reading other people's stories, I'm using other people's footage, I'm using other people's music, and it's the only thing that's mine is my voice. And after 4+ years of doing that on YouTube, besides the fact that it wasn't going anywhere, or changing, or getting better, I felt as if it wasn't my work, and my channel wasn't really mine, you know? I put the content out, I edited it together, I narrated it, but it's not my work. There's nothing about this that's creatively mine, and it was really starting to mess with me, and it was really starting to make me hate editing this stuff together. It started to make me not like my channel, and that's absolutely nowhere I ever want to be ever again, because I like YouTube, I like you guys, I like talking to people who want to hear my voice and listen to me, but I would like it to be more than just me narrating somebody else's work. I would like to be able to talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, educate you guys on something that you might find interesting as well as me. So that's when I decided, or make you laugh. And that's when I started to do the movie reviews. I wanted to start showing you guys who I really was. I wanted to start writing scripts that were from my own head. I wanted to start putting my own kind of comedy in the scripts. And I wanted to talk about something I really like, which is horror movies, and just have fun. My camera battery died, so I went and charged it, and while I did, I put the other walls on this house, so you wouldn't have to watch me fiddle with it for a half an hour. Why are you staring at me? Okay, so... what was I even talking about? First of all, I hit a weird snag with this house. The, like, roughness that's on the roof piece here prevents this roof from going on properly. So we're gonna file that down real quick. So the movie reviews were kind of an experiment, as well as something to help me mentally, I suppose. Not that I was having mental issues with the channel. I was having issues retaining my joy for the channel, and that's really something I want to keep. I never wanted YouTube to feel like a job. I never wanted it to feel like, oh my god, I have to get another video out, or else I'm gonna lose fans, I'm gonna disappoint these people, and that's kind of what happens when I disappear off of YouTube for a while. Can you focus a little bit on me? For me as a YouTuber, once I started getting the attention that came from Lazy Masquerade's channel, that's what I started feeling like. I started feeling like, oh my god, I've got all these new subscribers, I have all these new fans who want to hear me make content and do these things, and I don't want to let them down, because I don't want to lose them. I feel like I got this amazing fortune. I was able to find people who wanted to listen to me, and I don't want to let them down and lose my opportunity to be heard and to be somebody on this platform. So whenever I disappear for more than a week on this channel, whether it be because, oh my god, this icing is the fucking worst sometimes. Whether it be because I'm moving or I'm doing something in my personal life, there's always a looming fear that I'm gonna come back to less of you. And that you guys got disappointed in me, and that you wanted to leave. And to some extent, I get it. Like, why follow a content creator if they're not doing anything, you know? I feel the same way about my patrons. Like, I feel so fortunate that I even have patrons. I don't understand how you guys can be so dang generous. You're some of the coolest people. I look at my own content and I'm very judgmental of it, as I suppose a lot of YouTubers are. And when I don't think I'm living up to par, I get very critical of my own work, and I don't like disappearing for a long time. It makes me feel like you guys, I don't deserve you guys. I really don't feel like I do. Sometimes. And you're all very understanding, which is just another reason for me to be like, I don't deserve that. You're all very understanding people. You all tell me, you know, take as much time as you need. Do whatever you want with your channel, your content. There are a few of you who are probably gone now, who are like, I hate the direction of this channel, I'm gonna fucking unsubscribe. And you know what? Do. If you don't like what I'm doing on this channel, that's your priority. I really don't want to stop you. If I've changed in a way that you just don't find entertaining anymore, by all means, go. Because at the end of the day, I want to entertain you guys, and I want to have fun doing it. And if I'm not having fun, this can't keep going. Because I'm certainly not getting enough money on YouTube to do something I don't like. Let's be honest. And I mean, I'm making content now that I find fun, that I find interesting, and it's getting demonetized, and I'm still putting it out there, obviously. I'm still giving it to you guys because I don't care. I mean, I have a full-time job on top of YouTube, which is why I'm not, like, crying and struggling to pay the bills or anything like that. I can't ever... Ah, shit. I can't ever foresee myself quitting my day job to do YouTube, because what I put on YouTube doesn't pay the bills. It can't. It won't until the platform changes, which it probably never will. Because I get it. Like, YouTube's kind of an asshole when it comes to telling the creators what we did wrong. I do not agree with that. But what I get is why they're demonetizing people, because they're fucking business. They're trying to make money too. And the advertisers came out of nowhere and were like, "Hey, we don't want to promote this content anymore. We're taking our money off your off your platform." And YouTube was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's cool. We'll stop creators from doing that by taking their money away." I know from a business standpoint why they did this. What I don't agree with is how they don't communicate with creators to help us get better and to help us understand what we did wrong. That's what I absolutely do not agree with about YouTube's policies. All they do when we get demonetized is send us a vague email that's very robotic that says, read our guides, read our procedures and guides, and etc., and I've read them, and all my videos that get demonetized do not violate them. But YouTube doesn't give a shit, and I'm sure you're tired about hearing this. So, what I'm doing moving forward, I haven't done with the dang house yet. First of all, this chimney is confusing me. How do I put... I don't even know if this chimney belongs... Because look, this... What is this? I can't... maybe behind it? No. We've had a weird snag here. Let me take a look at the box. Okay, fascinating. The box... Can we get a close-up here on the box? Come here. Real quick. These... Oh my god. Focus on the box. These roof pieces shouldn't have that extra piece. I got this weird extra piece on mine that I guess I have to break off. Huh. Whoa. Okay. Good. So, got crumbs all over my desk. So, okay, moving forward, I wanted to get into true crime, and the reason is because there's a lot of stories out there that I think people should know about. A lot of people who went missing, a lot of people who were hurt and there was no resolution for it, or a lot of people who were caught. I watch channels like That Chapter, and I know Rob Galvan, I think his name is now, does stories like this. I'm really not trying to copy any of them. I promise. I'm not gonna steal any of their content, but I will take inspiration from how they do their presentation, as I already have shown in the last video. That's heavily inspired by the channel That Chapter, who I think is a great dude. These houses are never... These houses are never well, like, manufactured, I suppose. Oh god, they just don't line up properly. Oh, what is this? What's happening? Why are you not lined up? Oh god. Hang on. Is it this? Are you... Oh god, Jesus. Alright, get down there. Get down. Come on, come on. Stay there. Don't move. We're gonna patch you up. Come on. It's slowly falling. Get up there. Jesus, these roof pieces never line up properly. It's okay, we're gonna just douse the whole thing with the icing here soon. God damn it. Alright. Oh shit. See, there's like gaps and stuff. This is like a gap right here. Because like the pieces just weren't built to line up together. Oh my god, my hands are covered in sugar. Oh no. Okay. Everybody calm down, alright? It's okay. The house... The house is a mess. It's fine, it's fine. Just go ahead and throw just a ton of this shit on the top. Okay. I'm not very good at decorating these things either, so we're just gonna pretty much... I also have no way to, like, precisely do the windows like it shows on the box. Like, every window is outlined perfectly and the doors outlined perfectly, and there's, like, little pieces of candy, like, outlining. It's great on the box. Life is beautiful on the box of these things. In real life, however, we have bills to pay, and tax season's coming up, which is going to murder my bank account, and I can't get the details of this house because this is the applicator, a dang bag. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some snow. We're gonna get some snow just like specked all over the roof here. Snow. Because that's fun and Christmassy. Reminds me of making a dang toaster strudel. Ooh. My roommate likes to pick all the candy off of them, and then we end up throwing this part away. Okay, so... Have I rambled enough? Are we done talking about the history of my channel? I don't know why. I was like, I just want to tell them about where my channel came from and what I'm doing with it. So basically we're gonna keep doing movie reviews because I find them fun. I like the comedy relief part of that. I like how I get to write my own script and be creative with my snarkiness, and I like watching these terrible movies and sharing them with you guys too. By the way, I'm pretty sure, except for Alice in Murderland, that used to be on Netflix, every movie I review, you can find for free somewhere. Usually on tubitv.com, that's T-U-B-I. Not a sponsorship. You can just find garbage movies on there. You have to watch ads every now and then, but you can watch a lot of free movies on there. So I find a lot of my movies there. So if you really want to watch along and make fun of these films with me, you can do it for free. I don't pay for most of these movies. The ones I have to, like Alice in Murderland, I had to pay for that, and I'm really sad I did. But I knew of it, and I had to share it with you. We're gonna make, this guy... Oh, Jesus. When this... Oh. Alright, well, it's a dang circle now. Well. Boom! Window is effed up by the snow. We're just gonna do some, like, outlining. There we go. Movie reviews aren't going away, and I want to do more of this true crime stuff, and I'm doing it in front of the camera. Somebody mentioned that it's easier than quality production value or something like that. That isn't why I put myself in front of the camera. I am not a photographer. I can't make visuals for you guys very easily, so I usually took them from free footage sites. However, the footage I used on those free footage sites started getting claimed by these foreign, very Indian-looking accounts, corporations. They were basically stealing YouTubers' money. My videos were getting claimed by people who didn't own the footage because they didn't think I was ever gonna refute it, and they thought they could just take my money. So I don't use footage from those royalty-free sites anymore because of things like that. And because I'm not a photographer and I don't just have footage lying around of everything, I don't know what to give you guys as far as visuals go. So I put myself in front of the camera because A, I like being in front of the camera, and B, it gives you something to look at and maybe connect with. You guys can connect with me and what I'm talking about, versus just me showing a slideshow of images, which anybody can look up on Google. So I hope you guys don't think I'm trying to be lazy because I'm just putting myself in front of the camera instead of finding footage of something. I don't... Now I will, because I read you loud and clear. The last video that I put out didn't have many images, it had one. And the reason for that is because that case didn't have a lot of images for it. There was not a lot of footage. That was the only picture of the family I could find. Not a lot of footage was to be found for that case, but in the future... Jeez, I got yellow, but it's all the way down here. In the future, I'm definitely gonna find more images, at least. If there's footage that I can show you, I definitely will. But there's gonna be more images if I can find it for you guys to look at, and not just my dumb face. Somebody else said that the jump cuts are distracting. I understand. Every jump cut in the video is a mistake I made in my speech. So I'm not very used to being in front of the camera. The movie reviews, I can supplement video footage to cover up the jump cuts, which I can do with images in the future for this true horror series. So I hear you, and I totally agree that those jump cuts are distracting. And we here at White Rabbit Incorporated, which is a company that includes me and a doll, promise it will get better. It's about all I can promise. It will possibly get better. I'm working on it. I'm working on being less shy in front of a camera. I'm working on, because it's basically like, well, once I get in front of a camera and I'm just staring at a camera, and there's nothing in my hand, no script, no story. I draw blanks really easily, so the jump cuts are me cutting out those blank pauses where I don't know what I was supposed to say next. I will work on it. If I had more time to memorize the script, I would. I just don't. During the week, I research when I'm at work. I research these topics and I write the script when I'm at work. And on the weekend, I film and edit so I can have it out to you guys by Monday. It doesn't leave me a lot of time to, like, memorize scripts. Okay, here's the thing about the Oreos. This is an Oreo bread house, right? And we got little mini Oreos as well as this guy. And what we're gonna try to do is something that's suggested on the cover is make a snowman with these guys. An Oreo snowman. You know what I'm saying? Soul Oreo man. We're gonna put some snow on the ground. Not too much, because it's just on plastic and it's wasteful. Give a little base here for the Oreo to sit in. We're gonna eat this entire thing with tons of milk. Alright, these little guys on the ground. This Oreo. Let's get some more of that on the bottom of the dang Oreo. Yeah. Oreo. Ba jam. Well, if we could stand up, that'd be spectacular. This icing is interesting. It's definitely the same icing they use for most gingerbread houses. It's like really soft to start out with, so it's really hard to like keep things in place, and then when this shit hardens, it becomes the strongest substance in the world. So, I need you to lean forward for me, buddy. Stay there. Stay there. Probably not gonna use many of these Oreos for this house. Oh my god, my hands are getting so goddamn sticky because they're so covered in sugar. A little mini Oreo. I've seen something so cute. Tiny Frank. This is your sized Oreo. Oh god. Too much, stop. Ugh. Guy's got some derpy eyes now. Jesus, thanks to this applicator not wanting to chill out. Stop! Stop! The icing just doesn't want to sit still on this thing's face. Stay down there. Stay. Get more spherical. Your eyes, goddammit. Hang on, we're not done with that yet. Hang on. That's what we got balls for. We're such a dang mess. Alright, we're gonna give it some... Oh, give me those red eyes, baby. This thing is a demon. It's a demon Oreo man who should not have been conceived by me, or you guys, or the Oreo gods who invented this thing. Nabisco. Looking at you, buddy. Demon eyes. Right on top of there. Creepy Oreo man. Oh my god, he's horrible. I can't. Oh no. Oh no, it's no. The dang thing is coming apart. Ah, get back together, you stupid. Sit. Stop coming apart. No, you're still oh my god. Hands are a dang mess and I'm wearing the whitest jacket I could find. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop right here because my camera is going to die yet again for reasons unknown. But I do appreciate you guys. I do. I'm gonna keep bringing you content. Hopefully you'll keep enjoying it. Tiny Frank is the new co-host of my channel, whether you like it or not. Some of you like him more than me. I get it. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. I'll bring some more content, and we're gonna have just the greatest of adventures. See you next time.